Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we are on a viewer's account, and this was actually given to him by a friend because the friend ended up quitting the game, and as you can tell it is completely stacked. 5 Paragon 2 heroes, a bunch of Paragon 1s, and a lot of Celestial Hypogean heroes built up. So he's kind of confused about how to set his different arena, or mainly Supreme Arena defenses and regular arena. We will be doing that, and we'll also be doing some attacks with his team, with his heroes, to try and come up with a good arena offense lineup for him as well. But his account is looking really good. Like, I mean, because not only does he have Paragon 2 even, he also has a lot of the Celestial Hypogean heroes built up to Mythic Plus, and they're all pretty functional. He's in the rank 7 of Champion. I mean, maybe one reason for that could be, yeah, okay. Well, now for this defense setup, I don't like having Scarlita so packed with the Thorn. It's going to be better if you position like this exact team. And actually the defense I'm running right now with the Scarlita Stroll team is with this lineup. So I'll put this lineup for you because this has been doing pretty well for me. The main thing to improve your arena defense right now will be getting Scarlita to Paragon 1 and Paragon 2, because you have Paragon 2 unlocked. And because you have the other Celestial Hypogean heroes at Mythic Plus, like Taylor and Freestro, I wouldn't go above that for right now and just begin getting Scarlita copies, trying to get her up the Paragon tiers, because it does make a difference. I've done testing, because now that my Scarlita is Paragon 2, when she was Paragon 1, I would have sometimes like a 50-50 win rate into other Scarlita Stroll defenses, sometimes maybe 60-40 win rate. But now that she's Paragon 2, she is able to almost always cast her ultimate before the enemy Scarlita, and she is getting like, I'm almost always clearing the enemy teams. So having that Paragon is going to be important on the Scarlita. And we have the Enlightening spell to protect the Haywin from any Rainier swapping, from crowd control as well, so she can cast her ultimate as soon as possible. She's protected with the Thorn. You need the Haywin to be protected, because if you have a position like you had before, easily they can use Iron Ultimate, group everyone up, or they can just have someone targeting the Haywin, or just AoE damage alone sometimes is enough to kill her, and then your team loses a lot of its effectiveness if Haywin is not here. She's a crucial part of our Stroll team to reduce the damage taken by your team and also heal up. And she should be at plus 10 exclusive equipment, so you should try to make that a priority as well, because that will give her the revitalized buff when she casts her ultimate, which will be just a bit more protection for your team. And so this is a team formation I would recommend. We're going to do some arena attacks right now, and maybe take a look at some of the top ranking teams and see if we can attack them. 1929 rank 5, could we attack him? He has Lily May, which is Lily May, Freestro, Scarlita. I don't know exactly what I want to do. Diurnal, yeah, I do like Diurnal as an option, but your Lily May is not fully built up. She's not even at plus 5 exclusive equipment, and not at Supreme Plus. You don't need Supreme Plus, but it does give her bonus stats. And also you really want to have the exclusive weapon upgraded equipment if you want to try running her. So because you have built her, like she is Mythic Plus, you should try to get her to plus 10 exclusive equipment. That should be one of your priorities on your account, but I would do Haywin first, because that would help with your defense as well. Okay, if we're gonna go for a Diurnal Scarlita team, I think it can work. I think this is a good option. The question is, do we want to go for Iron as the final? Normally Iron is the best option here, and your Iron is Paragon 2. I know they have Lily made a counter Iron, but I still feel like it will be better to have him, because then he can again cast his ultimate, even if Lily May is interrupting the first one. The team is really tanky. It's going to be difficult to deal with, but I think we have to try a team like this. I'm going to give it a try. And Soul Pacting the Download with the Enlightening spell in the back, it should be enough to keep him alive and allow him to cast his ultimate. And then you just want to shred through, because the Haywin is the weak link. The Haywin is not protected, and Diurnal can nuke the Haywin at the beginning of the fight. Maybe not here. Maybe you would need Paragon 1 or even high exclusive equipment to be nuking the Haywin before his Diurnal cast ultimate, but it is possible. It has happened a lot before. Okay, so she's going to interrupt the Iron. Diurnal's going to go up. Alright, Thorn's going to go up, and positioning seems fine. Diurnal goes into a weird position here. The thing is, Haywin is getting hit with the arrows of Diurnal, and even with the airplane of Damien, but it's not enough. She's going to heal through that. Diurnal's going to cast his ultimate though. This should deal pretty good damage. We need to get the Lily, yeah, we need them grouped up. This is why Iron is key, and we need to hit the Lily May because she is kind of the weak link. Enemy Scarlita is going to descend, and the Scarlita, I think the problem is, oh, how do we get the Scarlita killed? We somehow got rid of the Scarlita, but definitely the scariest thing attacking Scarlita teams is if they have the sustain, if they have the Haywin, and their Scarlita descends, you might not be able to kill her, and then she is going to destroy your team. However, Diurnal does really well at killing, even when the Scarlita descends. I'm assuming Diurnal was the one who killed her. I would have to watch back this video. But there you go. Like, I think this team setup, like if you have Diurnal, this is one of the Diurnal dream teams. Even though they have Lily May, don't, like, just because they have Lily May doesn't mean, oh, I have to try, I can't use Iron. Iron is still good. He'll get interrupted the first ultimate, but then he should get off his next ultimates. And Iron overall is just a really strong PvP hero. And even when Lily May was coming out and her skill information was brought, I still thought Iron is still going to be a top tier PvP hero. He still has a lot of utility, and even if she can interrupt the first ultimate, it doesn't really matter. Iron will get more ultimates off in the fight. Yeah, so I really like this team. I think this should be your main arena offense setup. If I had Diurnal, I would be running the same exact team. And my rank 1 player in my server, Splash, he has Diurnal, Paragon 3, Paragon 4 Scarlita. He's running this team, and he cannot lose to anyone. Of course, because he has high ascension on everyone, but yeah, this is like the dream team. So we attack the rank 5 player. If you want to make it into the top 5 arena, you'll have to attack at the end of the day in your position, because I think there is a lot of competition, and you will have to attack the top 5 rankers ideally to try and take some points away from them, and really the rank 5 player is the best one to attack. Okay, we have the rank 3 player here. Now, rank 3 player is going to be running Almas, Iron, crowd control with the Lily May. This is a very viable strategy, and into these teams are where you want to run Lily May, because otherwise Iron into Almas combo is going to lock your team down for a long time. Then I don't know if it will be enough for us to come back from that position. Okay guys, I'm just going to try this matchup with the defense which I've set for him right now, because I think it could potentially win. Let them go for their crowd control with Almas and Iron, and we'll try to out-sustain it. We have the Haywin protected in the back. And yeah, okay, so Iron is going to group up our team. Haywin is still gaining our energy pretty effectively. Toy Chariot of Damien is not even going to... Okay, it is going to go down right at the end, which is bad for us, because when the Scarlita is descending, the Toy Chariot does give some haste, and that can allow Scarlita to ultimate a little bit quicker. But hopefully Damien can respawn the Toy Chariot before Scarlita comes down. Scarlita is coming down right now. Enemy Scarlita coming down as well. We have more protection because I think Haywin ultimate just came off. And knocked down. Yeah, already a lot of enemies have been destroyed. Yeah, so this stall team with Scarlita, this is the reason why it's so good on defense as well. It is good into a lot of things because you have the Haywin protected. She's going to keep your team alive. Scarlita is going to descend with the protection from hopefully the Haywin ultimate cast, and then all of your Thorn in the front, the Iron, grouping up the enemies. So this is really going to be your key two defenses. One is the Diurnal team, and one is the Scarlita Stroll team. Now we attacked the rank 5 player with the Diurnal team. It looked pretty safe to clear, and yeah, and this team looks pretty safe into the other one. We have a rank 3 player here. Okay. So again, I think if you're gonna attack a team like this, they only have one Paragon 1 hero. If you can get your Scarlita to Paragon 2, even Paragon 1, and over time you'll be able to do it from your guild coins, from your stargazing tickets, because he has a lot of stargazing saved up right now. I think he was deciding who to go for next. I think go for Scarlita to Paragon 1, then Paragon 2. That is going to help you because this is your defense formation. It's going to help you hold a higher rank. Of course, this is going to be good in Supreme Arena. And then you can even use it on offense. Like, even here, I'm going to try to get into this team. I don't know if it's going to work, but I would think maybe it can. Like, the kind of problem is that Arden is off in the back. We're not able to really do anything to him, so he's going to get value over the course of the fight with his crowd control and damage. But we're just trying to stall for Scarlita to come down. And then she should hopefully... It'll just come down to the Scarlita versus Scarlita, but in the previous fight. It was pretty a convincing win even into enemy Scarlitas. So Iron is going to get off her second ultimate, and they're all grouped up in a perfect position for our Scarlita to descend. She's going to drop down, and the Freyastors are going to get knocked up. Their Scarlita is going to ultimate first, which is really bad. However, we're able to tank it probably because of the Haywin ultimate. Yeah, if you can tank an enemy Scarlita ultimate into dash combo, that is another really way of making your team safe, because their Lily May is going to counter my Scarlita ultimate, which is terrible. So, like, this fight played out pretty much as bad as it could, and still, we're going to convincingly win. Yeah, Lily May interrupting Scarlita is a hard counter to Scarlita, but the fact that we were able to tank the enemy Scarlita's ultimate damage is really important, ultimate dash combo, because even on my server, I'm not able to tank like that. Like, if the enemy Scarlita ultimate goes off, it is going to kill my team, even if I'm running this team. So I don't know, yeah, I guess, I don't know, but somehow I managed to survive with the, I think the Haywin ultimate time was perfect. Yeah, so get Haywin to +10 exclusive equipment. You can run this on offense, you can run it on defense. It is a very strong team. And if you can get your Scarlita to Paragon 1 and Paragon 2, it's going to be even more powerful. And I think then you're going to pretty reliably hold the top 5 of Arena. So I think we've done enough testing for Arena. You kind of have an idea. It's either the Diurnal team, and then you would replace Haywin for Diurnal, or you go for the Scarlita Stroll team. And I think the Scarlita Stroll with Haywin, like we have just been using, like your defense, is going to be your safer overall team to use on offense. But we did get a really safe win against the rank 5 player with Diurnal, so you can experiment with that, or you can just try this team as well. Because Haywin for that damage reduction is really big and really important. And yeah, so you should be able to get to top 5 of Arena. Your server is pretty competitive, but I don't think they're going to have an easy time of clearing your defense now with the new one that we've set. Okay, looking at Supreme Arena. Now, because you have so many heroes options, this is going to be a little bit difficult. Let's take a look. We have hidden tiles here, and I'll probably make a overall Supreme Arena defense guide for this set of defenses, because this is a new week of Supreme Arena. I'll do it from my account as well, but we'll try to set up defenses for him as well. So multiple consecutive damage. The thing is, like, definitely Sylvina, Vala type teams can work here. However, I think they're a lot less effective when you have no hidden tiles. If you have no hidden tiles and I'm placing, for example, Sylvina Vala here, you're just asking to be countered by the enemy. Because if I have Sylvina in the back, for example, and Vala, yeah, if they don't put a tank in the back to tank this, then they're going to get destroyed. But if they just take a look at your defense and they're like, oh, I just have to put a tank in the back and then I'm fine, then you're going to be cleared pretty easily. So that is why, if you're not running hidden tiles, I think running the Vala Sylvina combo is probably not a good idea. Okay, yeah, these defenses need to be changed in my opinion. So we have the hidden tiles. Here I'm honestly tempted to try and pull off a Vala Sylvina type combo. And it can work, because it would be better if the hidden tiles were in the back, because then you can Sylvina can jump onto the furthest away enemy. But even like this, the opponent could play some squishy sort of like hero in the back here, and maybe 1 or 2 like tanky heroes up in the front. Sylvina will be jumping onto them. And I like to have Vala and Sylvina on cross opposite positions, because then Vala should hopefully mark the same target Sylvina is jumping onto. And that is really powerful. Then you can just run a Tamisi in the back, you want to take the enemy Vala mark, which they're going to maybe run. And Tamisa is really good for that. She tanks the Vala mark well, and she charges at the enemies anyway, so even being in the back is not a problem for her. And her seasonal skill will give increased physical damage taken by adjacent enemies. If they go for a Vala in any position, will it always be marking the Tamisia here? I'm not sure about that, but I think it might. And here, okay, we'll go for this. And then I like Shakir, because Shakir will be running up to the front. And I like to have Shakir with the Sylvina, because Sylvina's going to be jumping here. Shakir can hopefully try to jump here as well. And both of them, he can buff up the Sylvina. And then when Vala jumps over here to the marked target, maybe she can be buffed up by the Shakir as well. And then finally, you just want something for the factual synergy, which I use Rowan. But you can use, could even use Freyesto here, right? Why not? Why not use Freyesto Why not use Freesto? I don't know if he'll be the greatest option, but I'm thinking like you could give the energy buff to Shakir, even maybe the damage reduction buff to Vala. And this should be pretty good, right? And then Shakir can also buff up damage reduced to the Freesto when he gets his ultimate. He's going to have that bonus energy because of the Crimson contract. And for the artifact, I think Quick Blade spell probably would be, even Evocation spell is pretty good. But I'll go for the Quick Blade spell. Yeah, I think a team like this could be pretty good. It's either Freesto or something like Rowan, for example, but Freesto would probably do better. Okay, I'm going to try this for this team. Now, for the second team lineup, multiple consecutive damage. And here. Okay, so for the final team, we're going to go for your stall team, which is exactly what I showed for you for your defense. We'll probably save Iron for the other team because we need another strong team, and we'll make like a crowd control team. Crowd control is always pretty good in Raging Duel. Because if you can crowd control the enemy, then you can also stack up your rage faster than them. So we're running pretty much our entire defense, but I will, for the final hero, we will not be using, could even use Granny. Yeah, or Granny will be in the crowd control team. But yeah, we want Iron in a crowd control team on team 2. Probably you have Almas, you have Elsa. We'll try to do Almas Elsa, although they're not fully built up. Like, +5 is fine for Almas. You really want to have +10 eventually on Elsa. And even Supreme rank is fine for Almas. He should do pretty good, right? The main issue with crowd control now is that enemies, all they have to do is bring Lily May. And then by bringing Lily May, they're going to counter your Iron ultimate. And then they're going to counter all that follow-up crowd control with Almas and stuff. So maybe we won't even go for Almas Elsa because it's pretty easily counterable now. With Lily May, we'll go for a more tanky type team. Or maybe even Mauler's team on the final one. Yeah, we could do Mauler's team on the final, on the multiple consecutive damage. You have a well built up Brutus, OD, Coco, and you have Smokey, of course. Yeah, we could do that. And then who would be the final hero option? I think you were running Rowan. It could be Rowan, but yeah. And then here we have a lot of free will. We could even just go for the Iron. Definitely, Iron would put in a lot of work in a team like this. Yeah, you don't want him here because you want Haywin to be protected by the Enlightening spell. This is like the standard Scarlita stall, very difficult to clear. It is going to almost guarantee you a win with this team, and even if the enemy tries to bring Vala, Vala is pretty ineffective here with the Thorn Swirl pack, Damien healing, and Haywin will eventually cast your ultimate. So that's why I think we don't need to have like Granny. Okay, not bad. And then for the final team, we will go for Evocation spell. It's Quick Blade and Evocation spell I think should always pretty much be used. They're both really strong artifacts. Now, if we're going to do this, we have to position in a way to counter the enemy. And this is one of the ways I've been able to do it. We have this type of positioning. Who is my frontline hero that I was running? I was running Shakir. Oh no, we're running Shakir in the other team. Yeah, Shakir would be really good in this team, but Shakir is really good in the other team as well. It is a difficult decision. We need another tank here. We could even put the Entendre in the back, technically, because she should be able to tank the Vala mark. We've seen that in our arena testing as well. And this way, Smokey will be buffing up the OD, healing up the entire team. They're not going to be able to... If they Sylvina jump, it will have to be onto the Entendre. Oh, but they could position swap the Entendre and then try to... Then the Vala mark will go off on this Smokey. But that is also fine, because then Coco is protected from the Vala mark. I think this should be pretty good. Shakir would be probably better than the Entendre and have Brutus in the back, but I like Shakir in the first team a lot. If you take a look at the other hero options we have here, Granny, Carolina not being used, Arden, Floribel, they're all pretty strong heroes. Diurnal, I don't think there's really room for him. I think the Scarlita Stroll team is more effective than the Diurnal team on the final option, because it will counter more things that the enemy tries to bring in. And yeah, for this team, I don't know, like, I guess technically you could even be running Granny in this team, but I feel like it would be a little bit strange, right? Like, what if we ran Granny in the front, Brutus in the back to take the Vala mark? I should we try? I really don't know for this final hero slot what is the best option. I don't like what would be wrong. There's nothing really wrong with this, right? We're still gonna get the 18% stat bonus from the factional synergy. We would get a 25% stat bonus if we have Entendre, which, yeah, I mean, it is somewhat of a difference. But Granny is tankier, more difficult to deal with. She'll have the crowd control, which will buy more time for your team to stack up the rage. And Brutus will be running up into that front line and then tanking more damage. Yeah, I mean, you can try it. I have no idea, but you can test this out. And otherwise, you can swap it around with Entendre. But I pretty much like these teams a lot. I like the first team a lot because of the hidden tiles. I like the final team. I think you should be able to hold top 20 with this. And now for offense, for Supreme Arena attacks, you can just use these same defense teams on offense. They should work. Like, that's the idea behind building a good defense. You might also want to experiment with the team too, going for a full crowd control team, Almas, Elsa, Iron, Arden, Damien. However, I think that team is a lot weaker now because all they have to do is bring Lily May, and then you're kind of in trouble because they're going to cancel, interrupt that immediate Iron ultimate cast, and then it's going to take time for you to actually get your crowd control and prolong the duration with Almas because it's not that initial immobilization. But anyway, guys, that is going to be pretty much it for this video. We've talked about the priorities in all regards. We've done arena defense, Supreme Arena defense, and some arena attacks. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. And good luck, Zeragon, with this account. You can just let me know on Discord and update me about how the defenses are doing. But I think they should do pretty well. Try to get the Scarlita up in Paragon tiers. That should be your priority right now. And also try to upgrade the exclusive equipment of Haywin to +10 first. #1 priority. And then after that, who was it, a +10? Maybe Lily May, if you're thinking about using her. And because you've already built her up, I would say, yeah, and also do this, because I think, yeah, look at this. The whale accounts always have a huge amount of Omni Acorns. You can freely upgrade these heroes. It's not like you're on a budget free-to-play account where you need to be very careful with all of that. And yeah, so upgrade definitely her hero focus. Get her to +10 exclusive equipment, but get Haywin there first because she's a part of your defense and your offense. That will help you hold arena rank. But then do the Lily May. And get 2 more copies during a raid up recruitment to get her to Supreme Plus, just so she's a bit more effective in PvP. Then leave her there. Don't go for Paragon, or maybe when she's off raid up recruitment, you can put on your wish list, gradually get her to Paragon, but that isn't too important. But you really want to get her to Supreme Plus if you're thinking about using her in top level arena, like top 5 arena, and +10 exclusive equipment. Until then, don't really be using her, in my opinion. Better to just use like the other teams we showed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, everyone, peace out for now.